SAMO left hot under the collar. The union says the vote for Tshwane councillors' salary increases is a declaration of war.
So we were surprised when they decided to take a decision to increase their salaries as councillors before they even resolve on the memorandum that we have presented to them. So to us it's a declaration of war, and we are prepared as SAMO to respond, to demonstrate to them that if they're prepared to fight, we are prepared to fight. We are not going to compromise the interest of workers. Look, we were excited when this particular administration came into office, but we think that we prematurely celebrated them.
It's this type of instances that make me wonder if South Africans are stupid, or if South Africans just want to continue suffering, or if South Africans just want to accept the fact that you guys don't matter at all. Nobody cares if you protest, nobody cares if you kill yourself. These elites are going to continue winning until you die. I don't know when South Africans are going to wake up and realize that you're not only putting your lives in danger, you're not only putting your kids' lives in danger by doing all these things. The sad reality is that there's nothing much you can do about it. Yeah, ningakhala about how these people are getting rich and how these people, how dare they increase their own salaries while we're suffering. Whatever the fight is about. But what do you control? These people control state resources. What do you control? Nothing. Black boy. These politically connected individuals literally get lucrative government contracts for IT and construction, etc., etc. We've seen it, we hear it, this is nothing new. Many of these being overpriced and poorly executed or never delivered. Think about a government contract or a government textbook contract that is supposed to be delivered to schools. Think about how most of these contracts never even get executed, or think about how textbooks arrive at schools late, how your children continue to suffer, and how they just keep on getting richer. Think about how entities like Eskom, Transnet were meant to serve people. Instead, they are infiltrated through procurement deals, kickbacks, and looting. Kickbacks, that's a big one. Remember how the Gupta family used to operate? How they used to direct funds from Eskom and all these big entities to government, to Gupta-owned businesses and stuff like that. I don't even know what's the point of this video anymore, bro. And it's sad because there's I can't even think of any solution, bro, besides striking for water. Law enforcement, prosecution authorities, and oversight bodies are often weakened. In fact, they are often influenced so that politically connected individuals avoid accountability. Even when corruption is exposed, if you think about the Matlanga Commission, Zondo Commission, prosecutions are delayed or never happen. There's no consequences for the elite. One thing I've grown to notice, one thing I've grown to understand is that when you get to a certain level of wealth, consequences, or the word consequences, or the idea of consequences, it doesn't exist in your reality. So you may ask yourself, Oguti, okay, then what do you mean? Because we hear of these people getting caught and punished in some instances. I truly believe that the ones who were caught were never really the enemy. They were never really the elite. They were just puppets. The BEE, the Black Economic Empowerment, whatever that is, it was designed to broaden economic participation for black South Africans excluded during apartheid. But you look around and you live life and you notice that the only participation you're going to do economically as a black South African, or a South African for a matter of fact, is standing around and voting in voting stations. That's the only participation you're going to do. The BEE is a psyop. These people are not here to uplift the masses. And I hate sounding like this, but these people are not here to uplift the masses. They're here to uplift themselves, to uplift the elites. We have corruption in healthcare, education, and housing. If you think about the RTP and stuff like that, I don't want to get into it because I feel like it's really, really personal. Electricity tariffs rise to cover Eskom's corruption and inefficiency. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I know for a fact that I Googled this before. I Google this every single year. And I always get different figures. But I've always wondered why. In fact, I've always wondered if there was a threshold to this whole tax thing, to this whole income tax thing. I don't know why though. But I was always always assumed that you are not liable for taxes if you didn't have a job, and that you were not liable for taxes if you were What I mean is, you didn't have a job, isn't broke. But you're not liable for taxes if you would be below a certain threshold. So what I mean is, if your income was below the threshold throughout the year, then you didn't have to pay income tax. I don't know why I thought like this. I don't know why I always assumed that was the case, but I know for a fact it wasn't. Because I was so baffled. And I feel like I was supposed to do more than just ask. But like at my first job, I made way below the threshold. The thresholds that's on the internet. I made way below that. A contract job that didn't even have a contract signed or anything. Way below that, working crazy hours. But every time you get your slip, there's money that has been deducted for tax. I don't know. It's funny. Because if you think about the influencer tax now, then you wonder if that threshold psyop even exists. Or if taxes is just a scam. A scam to mess people over in real time. Because nobody is benefiting but the elites. You know, it's so funny. On the internet you hear about escaping the system and about how you can enjoy your life outside the boundaries of not even a general job, but like how you can escape the survival mode. But in South Africa, you can't even do that. If you think about the most common ways of escaping the system, that would be content creation, right? Or a creative outlet. But in South Africa, you get punished for trying to escape the system. Oh, you making your own money? Tax. Oh, you don't have a boss, you have your own tax. Anyone who challenges the system is sidelined or intimidated. They can move money offshore. They can own assets such as mines, you know what I'm saying, that benefits them even if the rand falls. They can monopolize industries, making it difficult for small businesses to, you know what I'm saying? You can strike all you want. You can complain all you want about how councillors in South Africa is getting richer and about how we are not being fairly paid and about how taxes is too much and VAT is this and that. But the truth of the matter is they're going to continue getting richer whether you like it or not. And you're going to continue getting poorer. And we've seen it throughout history. I'll be so baffled when I be hearing our parents talk about how they used to buy a meal, a 12.5, 50 rand, or 5 rand. You know those crazy ass stories. Bro,